Hi, this is Governor Chris Sununu. I am so pleased to be able to recognize Commissioner Quinn today as he receives Riverbend's 15th Annual Champions for Mental Health Award. As he approaches his work, Commissioner Quinn is devoted each and every day to changing the culture around mental and emotional health. Just this April, he announced the Department of Safety's Wellness and Resiliency Program. This innovative program, it takes a transformational approach and it prioritizes every employee's physical, mental, and emotional health. Commissioner Quinn's efforts help foster a climate where employees can speak openly about mental health and well-being without fear of judgment. And most importantly, under Commissioner Quinn's direction, the next generation of leaders are being taught how to recognize and support employees in need. Listen, quite frankly, I could not think of an individual better fit to be recognized by Riverbend this year. Breaking down stigmas, that's something that we've emphasized here in state government, and the Commissioner has taken that head on. No one understands just how important the safety and well-being of Granite Staters is, both mental and physical, better than Commissioner Bob Quinn. Congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Keep up all the incredible work.
Law enforcement and first responders are really key because although we're coming and transitioning to, with 988 and with mobile crisis, to a different system of mental health crisis response, up until now, law enforcement has been that front line.
Because historically, there was no consideration given to an employee's mental health. The job, if you dealt with a violent situation, any type of continuous trauma that you may see out there in the world, you're expected, you're going to just, that's the job. Pick it up, do the job. And employees at that time were really reluctant to even come forward and ask for help.
I think it's very important to normalize mental health because it's something that we're either personally struggling with, our family members are struggling with, our friends, our neighbors, someone we know is struggling with a mental health issue. And I think the more that we can do to normalize that and talk about it and have a conversation and treat it as we would any serious medical condition, the more likely we are to address this issue properly. And having a workforce and a work environment where our employees feel comfortable in having that conversation and knowing that they're not going to suffer a job loss, knowing that they're not going to suffer repercussions for coming forward and asking for help. And when they step forward to get that help, I think we have to be ready to answer the call for them. And one of the things that we're really looking at is making sure that we do have resources available for employees. And it's just not a lip service type of thing, like, hey, come forward. But actually there's opportunity for them.
It's important to let everybody know that to make sure everybody is focused on their feelings, and it brings cohesion. And there's no way that you should go to a terrible situation without somebody saying, are you all right? Peer counseling, mental health doesn't have to last a half an hour or 15 minutes. But there's no way anybody should go to a horrific automobile crash or a homicide and somebody, a first-line supervisor or peer counselor, should always say, are you all right? I know you're squared away. I know you're squared away, but are you all right? You always remember that.
The culture around mental health forever has been one of secrecy and quiet and shadows. And when someone in his position with his background says, not on my watch, we're going to fix it, we're going to change it, we're going to talk about it, I've got your back. That takes courage and it takes vision. It's an issue whose time has come and leadership matters, and Commissioner Quinn's one of the leaders.
Champions are so important for us now more than ever as we all struggle through COVID and all the things that have happened collectively and personally in the last couple of years. And our tradition at Riverbend in finding champions just helps us to find those people who every day make it better for everyone, both suffering from deep chronic mental illness to just episodes of mental illness. And having the champions speak out for us is so important to what we do.
Commissioner Quinn has been, he has been around as long as I have, and I think It's really significant that cultural changes happen with people that are long-term in place. And, you know, I'm a long-term law enforcement officer as he is. It's nice to see because we were here when there was absolutely nothing. So what makes him a champion is that he's still around. He's not afraid to evolve it. He's not afraid to change a culture. And that's very difficult to do as a first responder because there's traditions and things that are built into it that, you know, that they create sticking points. He's doing something that needs to be done on a great scale, and you can do it sometimes with small groups, but doing it with a vast number of employees like he has is hard. It takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of sincerity. And this recognition, you know, he's not about recognition, but the truth of it is I think this is recognition for everybody that works at the Department of Safety, and I think for me that's meaningful.
He's a people person. He's incredibly compassionate. The job to him is all about people. He has an innate ability to go up to anybody, whether in the department, on the street, in the community, or back where he lives over on the seacoast, and immediately engage and connect with people.
What the Commissioner's doing at the Department of Safety is groundbreaking. Certainly in the state government it's groundbreaking. But the focus up to recently has been on troopers and how to intervene in a crisis situation involving the mentally ill. What the Commissioner has decided to do is expand it. So not just to the Trooper Corps or not how to just intervene in a crisis with third parties, but really what's the wellness and resiliency of all 1,600 employees, many of whom are not troopers, all of whom are important to the department and to their families. And for the leader of any organization, particularly in state government, to make that kind of a bold statement, to put it on the map as a topic we can all talk about, that's how change happens. And so I thought it was remarkable. I applaud what he's doing.
If it comes from the top, people feel comfortable. People feel that I have a doorway to come forward and share my experience and talk about it. The Commissioner is talking about it. The Commissioner is dealing with these challenges. And I think that's very important. And I think having a vision and putting that into action and making sure that it's followed through, not just a one meeting, but an actual program, health and wellness resiliency program is very important.
He understands. He's been in law enforcement for so long that for many, many years there was that stress level that first responders deal with, or even a clerk at DMV working on the counter with the public. There's that aspect of dealing with the public that can be very hard on you mentally, and he knows that. You can't always leave everything at the door and come in and do your job. Somehow it filters in, and you have to be able to know that you've got support if you need it, and that your commissioner, your leader, supports that idea that if you need help or if you need time, whatever you need, he is right behind you every step of the way.
We all know there's really quite a big connection between mental wellness, physical wellness, and personal satisfaction. Folks, employees that come to work that know that somebody's got their back, that know that if they have a bad day or a bad week or a family issue, that there's a place that they can turn and get help for that.
2 years ago, I lost my both grandparents in the same time. And after a week, I start working to over here again. And he saw me, I'm so sad. Since that day, he started watching me, taking care of me. When he saw me sad, he comes and always give me a hug and just take care of me and just try to make me happy. And he gives so many advice. He always there for me when I needed him.
Commissioner Quinn is an absolute champion of mental health. He works in safety, so the safety of our communities is what he does, and he does it not just on a professional basis. You know, as an officer, as a colonel of the state police, as a commissioner, he does it on a personal basis. He is looking out for us day in and day out. He has never held back to make change, to raise issues, to speak about what people are suffering from. And so he has always been just a deep advocate. And without him, we would not have the system of care we have. I can tell you that absolutely, certainly. He's committed to mental health, in every way and everything he does. And I just can't thank him enough for what he's done for New Hampshire, and think celebrating him as a champion is just one little thing we can do to make sure that those who are like Commissioner Quinn, who really bring their commitment personally and professionally and to our state, can be acknowledged, because it's hard work.